We've been very successful in keeping our water quality up. We're working with our land really well, but air really hasn't been a focus.
We're already exceeding triggers for air quality, health levels in the area.
So the relationship between air pollution and health is a strong one. As a pollution level goes up, the health risk goes up in a direct relationship.
Unfortunately, it's not until it's potentially too late that you realize, yeah, bad air quality can really affect me, and normally at that point it's bad news for you.
Just testing sensors.
My name is Brent Kerbank. I'm the president of the Alberta Capital Airshed. Air is a much different beast in that we can get air quality influences from China, we can get air quality influences from the US.
It's not just one area that we can point our finger at. It's a whole host of different areas. That's what makes this challenging as well. And so everyone really has to work together on this.
The Capital Region Airshed Group is a network, it's a collective. We get together because it's, for the simple reason that air is like water. It flows from one region to another, from one municipality to another. This isn't about jurisdiction.
When we think about watersheds and airsheds, we think about shared stewardship. So it's very important that we work together with industry and with other orders of government and with our neighbors in the other municipalities in the region to understand that there are cumulative effects on the things that we do.
So that when we're starting to look at solutions, we actually, we're taking a good holistic, casting that net really wide. And that's something that the airshed brings that we had been lacking definitely in the past.
So the airshed looks at monitoring, managing, and educating people about air quality, and all three are important.
So the importance of monitoring is, first of all, to give policy developers or anyone who's making decisions like the airshed about air quality information about what's out there, so what's in the air.
Well, I'm Nolan Kraus, the Mayor of the City of St. Albert. If you have baseline data, which is really the beginning of air quality monitoring, and you monitor it for years and really decades, then you're able to monitor what's changing.
For example, we work with our partners in putting up an additional air monitoring station in Strathcona County. We'll get more information from that so that we can track the air quality of our region.
You're driving into Strathcona, you're driving into Sherwood Park. They're big point sources, they're huge stacks. Majority of it's water vapor, but it's a nice big, as one of my friends called it, a cloud making factory. So it's easy for people to look at those and going, well, that can't be good, and that's got to be the biggest influence, not necessarily looking at the 2 million cars on the road that are emitting emissions that are far outweigh some of these single point sources. You can't manage what you can't measure.
It takes a while to get good quality data out there that everybody's going to accept and that people can start forming policy around.
But here in Alberta, we depend on that monitoring to inform us and to give us the right level of management at the right time.
Well, we're doing a lot of work with our fleet in order to reduce the emissions we see there. We're buying newer buses that have far fewer emissions. One of the big strategic things we're doing, obviously, is making it easier for more people to choose transit because it's more convenient. And so when the Southeast LRT line opens, for example, that's going to be the equivalent of taking 17,000 cars off the road in terms of greenhouse gas emissions. And so that's a significant change and an ongoing savings.
One can find a lot of satisfaction coming to airshed meetings because you get to see different groups with different perspectives working together for the same common good goal. So as an individual, as a physician that would like to see air quality improve, it's great to see how much effort industry puts into improving air quality. And it's great to see that government is interested in looking at the best policies that might reach those outcomes.
And the third component, and it's definitely not third in priority, is education, because if you're not educating people, they'll just continue doing the same sort of thing.
And so the education piece is really to inform people about the monitoring activities we do, about why there's a need for management and what the urgency is.
So the Air Quality Health Index is a tool designed for the public to understand what the air quality means to their health. So it gives them a number so they can understand simply how much pollution is in the air and whether they need to take actions to protect their health.
Having young kids in my family, I'm blown away with what they learn in grade 1 level at this point. My son comes home and tells me I shouldn't drive my car because we're polluting and killing everyone.
I was just waiting outside my school one day at recess, and it was just smelling so bad. Like cars were just sitting there idling, waiting to pick up their kids, and I just thought to myself, this is absolutely ridiculous. I started a non-for-profit organization with my friends when I was 9 called EcoAir that was just working towards raising awareness in the community about air pollution, mainly around schools, which was where we started to notice it when parents would idle when dropping off their children. But then as things started progressing, we ended up setting a goal to get a bylaw with the City of Edmonton against vehicle idling, and we did. So in terms of educating adults, they're kind of stuck in their ways, but with enough statistics and numbers, they tend to change too.
And then business owners have the opportunity to influence in their workplace, and even employees have the opportunity to influence in their workplace the energy efficiency of their buildings and systems as well. And all of those things need to continually improve in order for us to continually improve the airshed.
We breathe every second of every day, so air quality is so important to everyone, no matter what you do.
Yeah, well, I have 3 boys. They're young teens, and they've got a lot of years ahead of them, I'm hoping, to live and enjoy life.
So I do have a son who has asthma. So when the air quality is poor, when we have meteorological conditions that cause pollution to build up in the city, it affects people like my son and other people who have health conditions.
I take full advantage of the city. I'm outside all the time. I bike from point A to point B more than I drive. Obviously, run stairs, go through the river valley here in Edmonton.
I really enjoy getting out and about, as many of our residents do. You will see cyclists on our roads, on our multi-use trails all the time.
For me personally, I cycle a lot in our community, and what that cycling allows me to do is to get out and about and really enjoy the environment.
The significance of the Alberta Capital Airshed is that it's very well positioned to improve air quality through understanding air quality in the region.
It's really trying to get ahead of the game when you're looking at these very small concentrations, but knowing that it doesn't take much of some of these certain pollutants to really influence human health and animal health and just the ecosystem in general.
We can't just take this air for granted. That it does take a collective group of us to do our part. Like I say, ride bikes, take LRT when you can, and when it's an option, you use it. Enough people do their part, it definitely adds up.